All right, man. What's in your dive bag? Those spear guns you showed me before, are they the ones that you and your dad crafted?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that earlier. So yeah, because my dad is, an insanely skilled craftsman and a carpenter by trade, we've built, I think, probably like 10 guns at this point, a couple blue water guns, a couple longer reef guns, a couple shorter. Like up north, you don't need anything that long because it's pretty bad viz. So yeah, this is what I've been using. These guns are pretty much identical right here. It's purple heart and maple.
Yeah, I was going to say is that a 3-part composite barrel?
It's a 3 wood laminate. It's hard to see the gun on the camera, but
yeah,
you can see like just some of the details we put in. This one's a rounded butt, which was kind of experimental. Don't really love it without the rubber, but this is like non-skid on there.
Yeah.
But it's all about functional art to us. We want it to look as good as it cool. Shoots. But at the end of the day, if you put it in a closed track and a piece of wood and load up the bands, it's going to shoot pretty straight. So
that would be a real nice steady platform. With one thing that the timber guns have over the pipe guns is just that recoil dampening, which I absolutely love. Like we can kind of mimic it with a roller because it just pulls some of the recoil out, but timber definitely has some advantages, and they do track nice if the barrels have been shaped pretty well, which a lot of the guys are doing these days.
Yeah, I love shooting these, and you just get used to a gun and you get good at using it. But it's just cool to take a piece of wood, take some Nectonics parts and put them in the wood and shape it the way you want, and then bring it outside of the shop, bring it into the water, and just start shooting fish with it, and then feed your friends and family with fish you've shot with stuff you've built.
Yeah,
it kind of brings it full circle to that whole primitive fish hunting thing.
I've never built one. It's like I chatted with Ed from Killshot Spearguns down in the Keys. He makes guns, and he uses the Neptonics componentry too. And I got a sense from him of that same vibe. Have you played around much with? So you're making? Are they all in closed track? Have you tried just making it with a rail sitting prime? And have you toyed
There's
around?
There's a lot of things we want to try. We have 3 or 4 blanks that are queued up right now back at the shop in Connecticut. And when I get back up there for the summer, I'm gonna try to do more filming of the whole process.
Yeah, nice.
Because he's really the expert. I just kind of give him a hand here and there and watch. And so I'll film. I'll try to do some more content around the spear guns being made, and then us shooting them and eating fish with stuff that we've shot. But sorry, what was your question, Trek?
Have you toyed around with just a rail, not an enclosed track?
We want to build a roller.
Yeah.
We haven't done that yet, and I'd like to try just a non-enclosed, just a track gun. Something like a very slim profile, something that tracks even better, that's even lighter. Because these guns are, sometimes you get lucky and you don't have to add lead to your guns. Like the buoyancy is just kind of perfect. That's tough, right? To have the gun floating without the shaft, but sinking with the shaft in. And sometimes you just by chance get lucky that the freaking weight is perfect. The blue water guns is a lot more mass. You have to add a little more lead to those ones.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of designs we want to play around with, just kind of shaving off as much wood as possible, making them real sleek and stuff.
Where are your ballast points on the gun? Where do you add weight on those things?
Usually somewhere right above the reel.
Yeah,
you want it, because you want it to sink, slow, kind of pointed down. You don't want the thing pointing up at your diver.
Yeah, you want it very slightly muzzle heavy.
Right. So if it can sink straight that way, that would be great.
Yeah.
But you also don't want it to do this because then it's going to go right to the bottom.
Yeah, I sometimes I like it though, because you can let your gun go, and then you don't have to worry about it when you're streamlining to descend.
Excellent point.
But then you want your gun to float when the shaft's not in it too. So it's a real delicate one, isn't it? Guys that geek out on spear guns, I feel like spear gun builders have been learning the same lessons that every other spear gun builder has learned, and we all have to sort of go through and learn all of those things for ourselves. But it sounds like a cool journey, man. I wish I had more time and more energy because I'd have a go at it too. I'm not a super handy guy, but yeah.
Yeah, you really don't need much, and I'm pretty sure Neptonics makes it easy. I think they even sell blanks with pre-built, pre-routed out holes for their mechs and all that. And at that
I'm
point,
pretty sure Ed makes those. I'm pretty sure Killshot makes them.
Does Killshot also?
Yeah, and
so then it's just shaping the gun, just taking routers and chisels and making it yours.
Neptonics are selling. I'm pretty sure they were Ed's blanks. I'm fairly certain.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you would know more than I would.
Are you using the AR-15 Neptonics handle on yours?
Yeah, so I do. I love these AI. What are they?
AR-15, yeah, based on the assault
the AR
rifle.
handles. I like the grippy ones. I like this because you can't touch. We don't put safeties on our guns. We did try. I actually have a story about that. We tried to put a safety on our blue water guns. You know, the kind it's like a sliding piece that has a notch, so it's just basically blocking. You know, we got the design from Koa. So to keep that slidey piece in place, we had a piece of rubber kind of tensioning the sliding thing. So when it just shifts back and forth. And
so it's a trigger safety. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a trigger safety with just a piece of rubber in the wood to tension the sliding piece from going back and forth on its own. But this story is why I'll never put another safety in a gun, because we were diving in the canyons up north, and you know, not every day you find like a nice juicy 80-pound yellowfin tuna. And I'm just like slowly following this guy. I'm like way deeper than I want to be. And I'm slowly trying to get a shot in this guy. And I was really close, had the perfect shot. And I go to pull the trigger, safety's off, go to pull the trigger, and nothing's happening. Squeezing it, nothing's happening. So I'm like, you know, you get that split second where it's just like too late. So I come back up. I'm like, what? This thing's not working. Well, we go back to the shop. We take it apart. That little rubber piece that was tensioning the slidey safety ended up like getting jammed into the mechanism somehow. So it was actually like blocking the mech from firing off. So never will do that again.
Yeah. Interesting safety designs. I tell my students, like when I'm teaching, like every safety is worthless on a spear gun that I've ever seen. I'm happy to be proven wrong, by the way, because I'm still ignorant. But I don't like them. They never serve the purpose they're intended for. They're not safe. They don't make a spear gun safe. You never point. If it's loaded, you always treat it like it can go off at any time. It shouldn't be pointed at people. And so the safety, what purpose does it serve? It just ruins opportunities. That's as far as I look at them.
I completely agree with you until I started diving with these guys who love to bring their dogs on the boat, and their dogs start jumping around all the gear and stuff. And then if you have a loaded spear gun in a boat, which I don't recommend ever doing, the dogs want to trip the triggers if the safety's not on. So that's the one I've seen, the one good use of a trigger safety is if you have animals on board, which I also don't recommend, and they're jumping around the gear, you know, put your safety on.
Yeah.